Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Hyper G here today, and we're here to do a retro mobile phone review. I've got a collection of old phones and I thought I'd share them with you and see what you think, and leave any comments down below if you've had any of these phones before. So please guys, stay tuned, like and subscribe, and let's do this. Hey guys, we're back. Right, the first phone we're going to review today is a Motorola MR20. Now this phone has been around for a very long time, as you can tell, and this is one of the old phones that had an aerial in it, a pull-up aerial, a big massive backdoor battery that was like the size of the phone, and had one of them big massive SIM cards in it, but this one unfortunately is stuck in there. I can't get it out, but that's the size of the whole SIM card that slots in the phone. Crazy. But yeah, this phone guys was probably one of the original phones out there, and it's been out for so long I can't even remember. So I'm going to rate these phones on from what I can remember, and I'd probably only give this like a 2 out of 10. So if you think any better of it, please leave your comments down below, and we'll go back to reviewing this at some point. So that's our first phone, everyone. The second phone is a Vodafone GSM phone. Again, this phone is pretty ancient. It was pink, so it was pretty much meant for girls at the time. Had no camera. Nothing, no features to it really. An old style charger. No, the aerial don't pull up. Just a generally crappy phone. So again, I'd give this only 2 out of 10 because it has no features at all. Just plug and play really. So again, comment if you've had this before. And our next phone is, again, probably another pile of crap, is a Siemens C25. Again, no, not a pull-up aerial, it was just basic, no camera, just buttons, tap and go, and that would have been pretty much it for this. Half the size battery, but again, in blue, probably looked stylish at the time, but it really was a piece of crap. So leave any comments if you've had this one before. Our next phone would be this one, a Siemens SL10. Again, another not so bad phone of its time. This one was a slidey one, but it's been taped up. It was a pretty not such a bad phone of its time. Siemens were pretty good back then, but for now, no camera as far as I can remember. Probably don't think you could have used the internet on this either. So again, I'll give this a little more, maybe a 3 out of 10, because it's probably slightly better than the first two that we reviewed. So again, any comments down below if you've had this before. Next phone would be this one. It is an NEC internet phone, E228. I think this was one of the original internet phones that came out. Had a 2 megapixel camera on it, back and front. You could surf the web with this, Facebook and whatnot. And it basically was one of your first internet phones. So basically I would give this a 4 out of 10 because in its time it was a pretty good phone. Everyone enjoyed this, but for now, these days it is pretty crap. So leave a comment if you've had this before. Next phone would be this one. It is a Nokia. I'm not sure on the model number of this one, but it is a Nokia and this was probably one of the first proper slide phones that slidey up and down. And then this one had a camera on it as well, probably 3.2 megapixel camera, no touch screen, just your basic buttons, a slidey up and down, and that was pretty much it from Nokia. Again, not a bad phone. I would more so rate this about 4 out of 10, because in its time it was pretty cool. So yeah, please guys, leave any comments if you've had this one before. The next one would be this one, a Samsung. Again, I'm not sure on the model number, but it is a Samsung slidey phone, slides up and down, and this one had Bluetooth, 3.2 megapixel camera on it. Again, not touch screen, just buttons only, but for its time it was one of Samsung's good first beginnings. Before any of these touchscreen phones came out, this was what Samsung was making. And it, as I say, it had Bluetooth on it, which at the time was a big deal. So guys, leave any comments if you've had this one before, and most of you probably would remember this. So yeah, right, okay. The next one we got here is probably a fraction newer, but again, still a piece of crap really. But this was the HTC, I'm not sure on the model number. I think this was 50-50 touchscreen, half buttons, half touchscreen. No sort of style to it really. This one had a 3.2 megapixel camera as well. Again, it was alright for its time, had a, it wasn't very big as you can see from the size of it, but it was alright. So again, I'd give this maybe a 4 out of 10 for the time that it was in. So, okay. Right, next one is this one, a Nokia. I'm not sure on the model number, but this was a Nokia non-slidey, non-touch screen, had a 2.0 megapixel camera. Again, just buttons, your basic phone basically, nothing to it. It was just really kind of a basic phone, if you needed something just to get you out of trouble, then this was it. I think you could go on the internet with this, browse and whatnot, but it wasn't very fast at the time. So, but again, maybe a 4 and a bit out of 10, because it was a reliable phone from what I can remember. So please again, leave any comments if you've had this one before. Our next phone again is made by Nokia. I don't know the model number on this one, but this was a Nokia, I think, MP3 phone. This was one of them ones that you could turn the bottom. It turns that way, and you could have an MP3 player, or you turn it back that way and you had your phone, or you could turn it that way and it was a camera. Basically, you could sit it on your table and you had your perfect camera there for recording with or taking photos. And literally, for its time, that was a really cool invention, because no other phone you could turn or twist it like that to do different functions. So that, in all fairness, I would say it wasn't touchscreen, buttons only, but for its time it was a really good phone. So I give that at least 5 out of 10, to be honest, because you don't get phones like that anymore. So yeah, please make sure you comment if you've had this phone before. Right, next one is, this one now is a little more business class, but this was a Windows phone, MPV M2000. This was probably one of the first business phones that came out that had, it used to have, this one doesn't, but it used to have a little pen you could pull out here and then draw or whatever you needed to do on there, and you could put it back. Again, it had like a 4 megapixel camera, touch screen, camera, everything that you could want from an old phone back in them days. But I guess for back then it was pretty slow. But other than that, it really was a fairly good phone. You know, you could just click on your buttons and go straight to the internet and things like that. So this one, in all fairness, because I do remember this one I would rate this at probably 6 out of 10, because it was, in fairness, a good phone for back in them days. Bluetooth, everything like that. So please guys, again, if you've had this one before, please let us know in the comments down below. Right, basically our last review today, everyone, and this is one of my personal old favourites. I did prefer this more than the BlackBerry, to be quite honest, but this was the Nokia E71. This was a real top phone back then, to be honest. It was stylish, it had like a chrome sort of finish to it all. Again, it had a 3.2 megapixel camera, so the camera weren't really all the best, but it had a flash in it, and the keyboard, the QWERTY keyboard, which I loved a lot. You could type away like a BlackBerry. Again, this was internet ready. You could go online and surf and YouTube and everything that you wanted to back then off of this phone. Battery time, if I remember right, was brilliant on these things. So hopefully that would become a classic in time. So yeah, this one, I will rate this probably around about a 7 out of 10, because to be honest, it really was a good phone, guys. So yeah, that's it. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. That was a quick review of some of our old mobile phones that I had in my collection. And I will be doing more, so please guys, make sure you stay tuned, like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we'll be back soon doing more. So thanks guys, I'm done, peace.